What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the 17th episode of the series here today with Huddersfield Town. This is the big one, guys. Today, we are going to find out who is going to lift the Premier League trophy. So, without further ado, I guess we'll check it out. As you can kind of see, it's still not mathematically impossible for the likes of Leicester to win it. I mean, they're 13 points behind and there's still 5 games to go. So technically, there's 15 points still to play for. But theoretically, it's probably done pretty much. You know, for Leicester, Liverpool and Spurs. Well, for example, Spurs, Man United, they have a few more games and Liverpool do as well. So not mathematically out of the question for either of those teams to win it. But most likely, it's going to come down to one of the two right now between us and Watford. Now, that's how it looks for the league table, guys, as you can see there. If we check out the running, we do have a very tough run of games. So we play Watford now. Then we take on Chelsea before we play Everton, mixed in there with a game against City away and Arsenal in the last day at home. So a very kind of difficult run for us. If I check out then the one that Watford have, as you can see, they played against Burnley and they lost, of course, that was in the last episode. They play against us right now. Then after that, they take on, where are they? Let's have a look. So Watford then take on Spurs when we take on Chelsea. So like for like, I guess, they have quite a difficult game there. And then on the 28th, we play against Everton. And Watford play, Watford play against Spurs. So Watford playing against Spurs on the 27th. So I'm assuming that Watford don't actually play when we play against Chelsea, do they? Yeah, they do. No, wait. That's them against us. They must not be playing. So they must actually have a game in hand. So when they take on Spurs, that'll be the week after, basically. So they then play against Newcastle, who are in the relegation zone at the moment. So that could be quite an interesting one. They also then take on Palace, 2 home games against 2 teams in the relegation zone. So yeah, before they take on United away on the final day of the season when we play against Arsenal. So their running is kind of tough with the game against Spurs and the game against Man United, but then they take on 2 teams in the relegation zone. So in that aspect of it, you would be expecting maybe for them to be able to pick up a result. So what I'm going to do now, guys, I'm going to skip ahead to the game against Watford. I'll then pick the team and we'll get ready to go into game number 1 for this one against Watford and see how we get on. So yeah, let's have a look. We've even got a transfer offer here for Ryan Schofield, which I'm going to let him go because I've been trying to let him go for a while, but he just won't agree terms with these teams. It's annoying. We've sold on Kwana. He will go to, where's he going? Ipswich. And we also get allocated some funds. We've got some players from the youth squad report. Let's have a look at some of these guys, see if any of them are good enough. Nope, not quite. And I think that's it for that one. So we're going to go ahead now, guys, and pick the team for this game against Watford. I think the team will pretty much pick itself, to be honest. I think the players that we're going to play are pretty much the best ones we've got for each position. Of course, we still without Hogg, I think, through injury. Yep, he's still not quite fully fit yet. Lerva on the reserves as well. We got Mark on the bench. Kachunga, Palmer, Van La Parra. I think we'll pretty much go with that squad, guys, because Inns picked up Player of the Month as well for the last month, so he had a good month. We've got Aqua, Moy, Rashford, Munier, and Smolov. So that's the team we're going to use for this game against Watford. As I said to you, it's arguably a title decider right now, but we do have a little bit more of a tough run. They did beat us, actually, in the first game that these 2 teams met, which was over at Vicarage Road. In terms of the CPU gameplay, as I said, I'm going to bump up this goalkeeper ability to 60. But everything else is going to remain the same. And on our side, everything remains at 50. We have everything the way it would be. I've obviously got commentary off. I've got all the sounds off pretty much. That's my camera angle for anybody wondering. Match 4 minutes, legendary. It's all ready to go. So, without further ado, title decider against Watford. If we lose this, we're still a point ahead, even if we lose. But of course, we don't want to lose. We want to go ahead and pick up a victory here. Move 7 points clear with 3 games to go, and then know that we only have to score 2 points to secure the title. So, without further ado, guys, let's get this show on the road. Bearing in mind, guys, I just realised I messed up, because actually, we need more than the 2 points to secure it. Because after this game, there's 4 games to go. So, technically, there'll be 12 points to play for, and we'll only be 7 ahead. So, we'll need more than 2. I thought we only had 3 left, but we don't. So, yeah. As we get into this one, guys, I'm not going to watch the 2 teams come out because that's, you know, I'll get copyrighted. I can't speed it up this time around. Player ratings, we'll check out the team in there. They've got Phil Jones at the back, Prodil. They've got Carlos Vela, Success, Will Hughes, and Bakambu. Decore and Ben Watson, I think that is, as the holding midfielders. Now, gotta be honest, I don't really see how that team is top of the league, or up here anyway. But then when you look at ours, I don't really see how ours is top of the league either. So, I mean, it's been a strange old season, hasn't it? And I'm assuming it's going to be one of us or Watford who will take home that Premier League title. So without further ado, game 1 underway. Let's see who is going to make the first mark on this title-deciding episode. Watford or Huddersfield? And already Watford building something good here. Strike comes in. It's easy for Hall. So, as I said, let's see who draws first blood in this title-deciding episode. Ince to Smith. Smith, who was waiting for the run to come back from Ince, but Ince went central rather than down the wing, which is what I was expecting Ince to do. Smith back to Thomas Ince. Good play. Now Ince has a chance to whip across it towards the back post. Munier is there! And that is first blood in this title race. And it has come from Huddersfield Town. Thomas Ince with a cross towards the back stick, and Munier gets up at the back post. He's 6'3", target man, like I said. That's what we brought him into the team to do. And he has drawn first blood in this title race. Massive goal. Massive, massive goal for us here. 17 minutes in. It's only his 3rd league goal of the season, but it might be one of the most important we're going to score. Watford now have to showcase the comeback ability that they did back at Vicarage Road when we scored. If you remember, we were 1-0 up in that game as well, and we went on to lose it 2-1. So they're going to have to showcase some ability here to come back. But Smolov immediately winning that one back. Gets it off to Munier. Munier to Smolov. Smolov looking for Rashford. Good defensive block from Watford. And they will come away with it, but give away as a throw. So can Watford do it for the 2nd time in the season and come back from a goal down against Huddersfield to pick up a 2-1 win? Let's find out. This is now Baba Rahman on the left. Finds Aaron Moy in the middle. Moy has got trying to whip across in. That's a great ball. Oh no, it very nearly worked out. What a cross from Aaron Moy, and the touch was nearly there for Ince. As Smith picks this one up on the right-hand side. He's still got the ball as well. Finds Thomas Ince. Ince with a left-footed cross towards the back post, and it's Rashford up. It's Munier up, and neither of them can win it. What a ball, though, from Aaron Moy. Finding Thomas Ince in the middle of the box, and his touch was good. He just couldn't find the strike at the end of it he needed. That was nearly brilliant, and that is why we have played some good football this year. But I have to admit, we've had a lot of luck, as I said in the previous episodes, in the aspect of the big teams not performing. That's also helped us massively. But again, Aaron Moy showcasing his ability as a passer of the ball. What a pass that was to Ince. 30 minutes left in this game, guys. And as I said, at Vicarage Road, it was around this time that Watford got themselves back in this. So can we hold out in this one? Aaron Moy trying to do his best. And it will be comfortable for Hall in between the sticks. So all we've got to do is hold on. And we will pick up 3 points here. And it will be step 1 of this title race already done for us. Marcus Rashford using his pace to get past his man far too easily here. Still Rashford. And it's the area goes. Marcus Rashford looks for the man at the back. Doesn't find him. It's not even going to beat the first man. But truth be told, I wasn't really thinking where I was going to put that ball. And there is the keeper punching that one out. Are we going to get on the end of this? No, we're not. Rob Holding's been beaten to it by Bakambu again. And Holding now trying to do what he can to put off the Watford attack, as we need to get bodies back here. Otherwise, this could be 1-1. We've got Ziegler now on the left-hand side. He's on the ball for Watford. Finds Decore, who is bursting down the left. He's got Aqua for support now, or rather trying to block the run. Good ball. And here is Bakambu into the area. Watford really are creating stuff now. This could be bad. No, he can't clear. Oh, what's he given? The ball's in the net. What is he given? Is it offside? He must be offside because it doesn't look as if he's given the goal there. Let's find out. Yeah, he must be offside, guys. I honestly, for a second, I didn't know what to make of that. I thought that might be 1-1. But luckily, it was offside. All right, 90 minutes on the clock, guys. We are holding on to a very slender 1-0 lead here. Watford go backwards with a throw-in, and that's the end of the game. Huddersfield Town have come out with 1-0 victors. And you can see, by the way, the lads ran on the pitch there. You kind of suspect that that might be it for Watford now. In terms of this title race, that puts them 7 points behind with 4 games remaining. The question mark now is going to be whether or not we here at Huddersfield can hold on to what we need to. I mean, look at those match flags. It was a very, very close game. Both teams having efforts. And we just found the breakthrough with one cross towards the back post where Munier heads home. So, yeah, It's an interesting one. We'll see what we can do now. We've got 3 very tough games to come against, obviously, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City. And then we play one against Everton, who have struggled this season to really get going. But luckily for us, they are down near the bottom at the moment. So in terms of form, they're not one of the more difficult teams we're going to have to play. So you can see they are 15th. So confirmation of that result takes us to now 70 points. 7 points clear of Watford with 4 games remaining. There's 12 points to play for. Let's just hope that they drop some points against Spurs, and then it'll take a little bit of pressure off us. But without further ado, let's go into game number 2, guys. All right, guys, and here is where it really gets tough for us now. We've got this game against Chelsea over at Stamford Bridge. This is going to be a really difficult game, I think, because although Chelsea are 8th place, the team they actually have shouldn't be 8th place. So we'll see what it's like when we get into game, but, I mean, would you take a defeat here knowing full well that you still have 7 points and even if Huddersfield beat Spurs, they'll be 4 points behind? I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait. I'm going to try my best to play as good as I have done and see if we can pick up 3 points, but I take a draw 100% from this one at Stamford Bridge. So without further ado, 5:30 kickoff. That's the team we've got going into this. It's exactly the same as the one that just managed to beat Watford by a 1-0. Weren't convincing in that one, but we got the job done at the end of the day. And as I said to you in the previous episode, guys, even if we win the league this year, next season, the big boys that have not played well this year are going to come back firing. I remember when this happened in my last Palma save. I won the league in the first season, not expecting it. And then all of a sudden, the next season, Barcelona just turned into an absolute machine. And for the next 2 years, it was very close between the two of us. We, of course, won it in the second season, but lost it in the third. They finished a point ahead of me in the league. So yeah, it was very interesting. So, live from Stamford Bridge, guys, it is Chelsea taking on Huddersfield. Again, I can't show you the lineups because I'd have to speed it up, and obviously my voice then would go robotic as I'm doing this live commentary. But without further ado, we'll see what their team is, and then we'll get into this one, see if we can pick up a point, which is going to be an important point, I think. So, as I said, I have no idea how that team is in 8th place. Hazard, Costa, Willian, Kante, Bakayoko, Malo, Cahill, Christensen, David Luiz, Leighton Baines, and Thibaut Courtois. How is that in 8th place? I just genuinely don't know. And I'm assuming they have a really good bench. Is there a way I can see the bench? Let's have a look. No, there isn't a way I can see the bench yet. But their bench is like ridiculous anyway. So, yeah, I don't know how they're in 8th place. But without further ado, let's get into this one, guys. Second game of the episode coming up. We just beat Watford 1-0. Let's see how we perform against Chelsea. Smolov, Meunier, great play. Meunier's in behind, and Courtois makes a vital stop for Chelsea. What a whoa! That was great play between the rest of the boys there. I don't know if I got my tongue twisted words there. I got tongue twisted by my words. I don't know what I was trying to say, but truthfully, that was a great move. Smolov into Meunier. Meunier finds a strike. He tried to do the low-driven shot past Courtois. And the Chelsea keeper was equal to it. We've got Aqua on the floor right now, which isn't a good sign for us, because obviously he's been important in our title challenge this season. Like I said, in many ways, Aqua's been like our Kante, the one that Leicester had, you know? Cheap buy, bargain buy, and he's done a great job at the base of the midfield. So he's been like our N'Golo Kante that Leicester had when they won the league. And that's, you know, we've got a great, like, I guess, build of a team. Do you know what I mean? Like, our base of the team is pretty good. And I'm feeling pretty confident. Of course, next year, Champions League football and everything's going to be tough. So we're going to need to improve and get some more squad depth into the team. But this season's been really good. Moy to Baba Rahman. This is good play against his actual... Wait, it's his parent club, I forgot. I shouldn't actually be playing Baba Rahman, guys. My bad. He's, of course, on loan here, so technically he wouldn't be allowed to play against Chelsea. That's my apologies, guys. I'll substitute him off if I've got a left back in Mark. I think I have, yeah. So I'll substitute Baba Rahman off, guys, in a moment. And then, of course, it'll be like he never even played because I shouldn't actually be playing Rashford. Great play, Smolov. Oh, my goodness me. Cahill with a great defensive tackle. Smolov was a prime position to make that 1-0. As I said, Baba Rahman shouldn't be playing, so let me take him off. Let's put Mark on. It wouldn't be allowed for him to play in the Premier League. I did this against Manchester United with Rashford, which is my bad as well, guys. But I've taken him off, and as soon as the ball goes out of play, he will be off the pitch, guys. My bad. Chelsea now are on all-out attack, I think, because their defence all of a sudden seems like it's stretched. Narumoy finds Smolov. Smolov looks for Meunier. He's got it to him as well. Rashford now. That was so bad, but it finds its way to Smolov. Smolov in the middle. Oh, my goodness me. Courtois has just made an unbelievable interception on Smolov. Genuinely, that should have been 1-0. Smolov in behind again. This is great play. Smolov again. And Courtois again is there. Oh my goodness me. This guy needs... this is ridiculous. He's had a great game and again stops me from scoring. I don't know why Chelsea are on all-out attack because they haven't been good enough in the game to even warrant going on all-out attack. And they're just leaving themselves exposed. But how is Courtois making that much... I just don't know. I just can't get past them, guys. Palmer. Kachunga has got the runner Smith to look for as well. He finds him. Who has he got in the middle, though? Smith. Smith, it finds its way to Smolov, maybe. It does, but it's another easy save now for Courtois. Straight into his hands. Come on, Mark. Don't lose that header. I knew he was going to lose it. As soon as he was up against him, I knew for a fact he was losing that header. And he did lose it as well. And here comes Hazard now for Chelsea. We can't let them take the lead in this one here. They haven't been good enough or don't deserve to win this game. So do not lose this now, lads. Cross towards the middle. Louise offside. Surely. Yes, he is. Good. Smith. Moy, we've got a minute left to play. Referee ends the game there. Oh, I think that was a very, very fast ending, guys. Come on, ref, that's very quick. But I don't know who's going to be more happy with that point, Chelsea or us, because Courtois did make a couple of important interceptions, and I did say I'd take a point, but given the way we played, we were on top for literally 90 minutes there and could have quite easily come away with 3 points. But we don't, unfortunately. We only get a point. Let's see how Watford got on in their game against Spurs, though, because that will then tell us how we need to perform against some of the other teams left to play in this episode, and it will tell us whether or not we're going to be league champions or not. So, Watford with that game in hand, let's see how they play. Are they playing today and Sunday? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like they are. So when are they playing? Because as it stands... Okay, there we are. So... They lost. They must have lost to Spurs. So 3 games to go. They're 8 points behind now. So as I said, we need a point, and effectively we're champions. We can't be caught by Spurs because they only have 2 games left and they can only get 6 points. We could still be caught by Liverpool potentially, but goal difference-wise, we are better than them. So even if we lost the games, they'd have to win. I'm pretty sure, guys, we only need a point to secure the title. So, I am going to sim this game against Everton and see if we can get that point right now. Aqua out injured. Let's see how long he's injured for as well as I bring back in Hogg. Pretty much gets straight back into the team. Of course, he was out injured himself. Let's see how long the injury to Aqua is. And then, if he's not out long term, we should be okay. So, office, physiotherapist, 3 weeks. Oh... That's agonizing. Means he might miss the trophy lift, even though he's been a vital part of it this season. That is so harsh. Is there a way you can see, like, how many games to play for? Okay, there we are. Appearances, then. In terms of the most appearances for the club, Kachunga's made 44 appearances this season. What? Thomason's making 41. Aaron Moy's made 38, 30 in the Premier League. Aqua's made 31 Premier League appearances this year. Got 0 goals and 0 assists, but he's got 15 clean sheets and played that a 7.8 match rating on average. That's sensational. What a signing he has been. Rashford has scored 19 in 37 in all competitions. Smolov has scored 19 in 28 league games with 7 assists. So at the moment, Smolov, top of the top scorers list. Let's have a look actually to see if he still is, because I don't want him to lose it. So he is, but he's joint top with Insigne. This is going to be close to see who gets it. But I'm going to sim this game against Everton, guys. Let's see how we get on in this one. As I said, a point is enough for us to secure the title. So, let's hopefully get that point now. As the game's underway, we are at home. They've got Vardy up top. That team doesn't really seem that great, and I'm hoping it can still do the job. We've got Smith with an injury. We've got 42 minutes of the way into the game. Come on. Smolov, bag a goal. Schneiderlin scores for Everton, makes it 1-0. Maybe I should have played this. I probably shouldn't have simmed it. Giroud comes on. Rashford equalises, though. Makes it 1-1. Come on, Smolov, get a winner. Smolov, get the winner, Smolov. Unfortunately not. But I think that means Huddersfield Town are now champions. I think. So, we're on 36. We were on 72 points. So, even if Watford win, that puts them on to 76 with 2 games left. So, Watford can still catch us, but it requires them winning their game. So, here we go. Let's see if Watford can pick up a victory in their game or not. As I do have a training system thing to do. And can Watford get a victory? They have played. Let's have a look. They have played. Okay, we've got a few things to go through first. No, I don't want any of those guys. We've got training injury. Please not be anybody big. All right, it's only Lost Hill. I'm not caring about Lost Hill at all. Player injured. Tommy Smith is out for 7 days. We've got the training system to go through. Okay, so Watford actually haven't played yet. So technically, we're not champions yet. We still need Watford to play their game and not win, and we will be champions of England in our first season of trying, which is just mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. It's stupid. It really is stupid. Okay then, guys. As you can see right there on the screen, Watford did actually pick up a victory in their game, which means they're 6 points now away from us. We do have the better goal difference, though, so if it comes down to goal difference, we should be okay on that aspect of it. So, again, we actually can't be crowned champions yet because we can still mathematically be caught. So, the next game coming up now against City will either be where we win the championship, or win the Premier League, sorry, is what I meant to say, of course, win the title. Or, if we don't get the right result here, we could lose it. So that's the team we're going to play for this one. We want to try and get Small of a goal, of course, because he's tied with Insigne currently in the top scorers list. So that's going to be the aim from this game as well. Try and get Smolov on the score sheet if we can do so. I think overall it'll still be a good season for him. He's technically still first. So let's have a look, guys. City, our next opponents. We can secure the title here with only a point needed. Let's do this. All right, again, pretty much... we'll show you the sliders again. Everything remains at 60 again. I've just noticed as well, going into this game, guys, that Meunier has also gone up to 80 rated. Now, for somebody that I wasn't really interested in playing in this series, and I actually went out to replace, that's still very good. He's got it to 80 rated. Like, I was not expecting that, so kudos to him. Makes his value even more now if I want to sell him on, even though I probably will keep hold of him, because he's a nice asset to have. You know, he's 6'3" target man. His finishing's also pretty good when you need him to finish, so I suppose I'll keep hold of him and see what he can do. He's playing against City here today. Let's get into this one, guys. All right then, guys, let's take a look at the City team, and that is it on the screen right there. Gabriel Jesus, Thomas Muller, Zinchenko, Fernandinho, Torre, Mendy, Mangala, Otamendi, Stones, Walker, Bravo. A very strong City team, but again, it's a 5 at the back. Why? Why do they play 5 at the back? It's so boring to play against because you can't break them down, and they don't really offer anything going forward unless it's a counter-attack. So let's see if we can wrap up the title here, guys. Of course, if a defeat happens, then if Watford win, it's still mathematically possible for Watford to still win the title. So even with a victory earlier on to them, we are still not crowned champions yet. So point here is enough. Let's hopefully not lose this game, and I'm not starting off good at all because the amount of times I just won the ball back there with Rashford and gave it... What is going on? Uh-oh. I can't get near this Man City team. Muller to the edge of the area. Gabriel Jesus. What an important block that is. Massive, massive. Is that Rob Holding? That is Rob Holding. What a block. He is sensational. What a signing he has been. That was surely 1-0 City. But Rob Holding with a goal-saving block. You are an absolute machine, my man. That's beast. And what am I doing? I've not started off good at all in this game. Clear it away. Danny, what are you doing? Chance for the title, and I'm just... What am I doing? Jesus. Muller now goes close, except that wasn't even close. What am I talking about? I'm still starstruck at that block from Rob Holding. That is sensational. And I've just realised as well, guys, that it's actually not even Rob Holding with the block. It actually is Jonathan Hogg. Of all players, it's actually Hogg who makes the block. He's back in the team today. Look at him. He's there on the line. Somehow diving in, stood showing. That is a great block from Hogg. Apologies. I said it was Holding. It actually wasn't. Credit goes to Jonathan Hogg. Back from injury. Back in the lineup today. And he does that as his first contribution. What a block. Oh, Smolov, a little bit of space. And he gets a strike away. It comes to Meunier. And that's a good start from Edison. Oh my goodness me. What's going on with City? They're trying to get it out of their box. And Smolov testing the back line, gets his shot away, it's blocked, but it falls straight through for Meunier, who ends up with a strike, and it's a decent start from Edison. It was kind of straight at him, though. Meunier, great defensive work, actually. He's got back and done a good job there. But yeah, Smolov with a strike, got blocked, and we are still trying our best to try and get him a goal here if we can. Babaraman into Smolov, whose turn was straight into Mangala, for goodness sake. Smolov, great turn, gets past Otamendi and looks for the strike, and there it is! It is Smolov with an unbelievable finish! Oh, that is brilliant from Smolov. It's his 20th of the season. Takes him into that magical number, and he is absolutely brilliant. Look at this turn. Fakes to go around one side, goes the other way of Otamendi. Still has a lot of work to do when he gets through there, though. And on that left foot, ends up hitting the effort goalwards. And Ederson, that wasn't completely in the corner. That was kind of central, so maybe Ederson should have made the save there. Regardless, he doesn't. Smolov scores his 20th of the season, and we take a 1-0 lead that will wrap up this league title now if we can hold on. In fact, we could even concede and still get the title here. So, brilliant play from Smolov. Actually, you might have a chance here for number 2. Nope, I've given it away. But, as it stands, champions of England. Smolov to Rashford. Looks to set him up here. Can Marcus Rashford finish? He's got Smolov for support. There it is. That's a great block, though, from the City backline. I'm trying to find Smolov a second in the game. I really want at least the Golden Boot winner on my team as well. Header coming in. Ederson keeps that one out. I think if Insigne hasn't scored, we might have done it with Smolov, because he's still got a game to go. And that is full-time Huddersfield, our Premier League champions. Their first season in the Premier League, and they've won it. I mean, as I said, a little bit unrealistic, but think of Leicester. They won it. Think of the fact that the big boys haven't done anything this season, and if we weren't to win it, the next team favourite were Watford. So, I mean, just shows you this season's been a bit of a disappointment, really, hasn't it? But there you go. Huddersfield Town are champions of England, guys. As I said, do not be expecting this to happen again next season, because it's going to be even more difficult. We have Champions League to play. We have the Premier League. It's going to be so difficult. So at least the pressure is off. We can go into that final game being able to basically do what we want to do effectively and just play however we want to play. So let's check out to see if Smolov is still top of the top scorers list and that Insigne hasn't passed him. And then we'll take a chill pill and just enjoy the final game. All right, so Smolov is on 20, Insigne is on 19. So as it stands, Smolov will be the top scorer in the Premier League, which is also very good. As you can see by the league table right now, Watford's still second with a game in hand. And yeah, it's pretty much been one of those seasons, hasn't it, guys? So as we end off that game there, we're about to go into our final one. At least it's a home game, so we will get to lift the trophy at home no matter what happens. Rob Holding's grown very nicely, actually. He's almost an 80 rated centre-back now, so he's had a good season for us. But what about that block in the last game from Jonathan Hogg? What a beast. What an absolute beast. So I think I'm going to change my team a little bit, guys. Play some youth players in this one. Give a few players the game that probably wouldn't get one normally. And we'll go from there. So Rashford, I'm going to play in Cam instead. We'll play Van Lepara out on the left. We'll play... in fact, no, we'll put Hill out on the left. He's one of our youth players. Let's get him into the team. Let's play Mark at left back. Let's play... Who else have we got that's a youth player? We got Wilson. We got Morris. We got Morgan. So we're going to play Morgan at centre-back. We're going to play this guy, Wilson, who's got 4-star weak foot, actually. Let's play him in the middle alongside Aaron Moy. Who else can I play? I think I'm going to probably leave it there for players, guys. In fact, who should be the man to lift the trophy for us? Who should it be? Because, like, I'm thinking, you know, like, I want to have somebody who is obviously the player that everybody looks up to. So hang on a second. Let me make my decision on my team. Let me make my decision on the captain. I'll be right back, guys. All right, guys, I've picked my team. Of course, we're going to have Tommy Smith as the captain for the lineup. So we've gone with this in a moment, as it'll show you guys in a second here. It is actually going to be a semi-decent team, but also a couple of youth players. We've got Smolov, Rashford, Hill, Moy, Morris, Ince, Mark, Holding, Morgan, Smith, and Hall. So a lot of youth academy players in there. We've got 3 or 4 there that are making their appearances for the club. Of course, Hall already has done. He's made a couple of appearances for us already. But for all the rest of the youth academy players, this is their debut for the club. And it's coming against Arsenal in the final day of a Premier League season, having already secured the title. We won it by a lot more than I was expecting to win it by. So I guess you can say that. But let's get into the final game now. Wait a minute. I just saw a news article, which we shouldn't have been given the trophy yet, because I'm sure we're supposed to get given it in the final game. So, Holding faces visit from teammates. Is that the one I just saw? No, that's not the one. Club news. Huddersfield secure Premier League title. There it is. That must be what I saw. Let's have a look. Is it the correct one I'm looking at now? Yes, it is. There you go. Why is myself and Rashford sat there? I don't know. But there is the Premier League title anyways. It looks pretty good, actually, there. That looks pretty good. So, let's get into the final game, guys, and hopefully we will lift the trophy at the end. Let's do this. All right, then. As you saw, that's the team going into this. I mean, like last time we played against Arsenal, they had Rennie Adelaide in net. So, if that's anything to go by, it might be an interesting game, this one. So, we'll see. But even no matter what happens now, we can lose this game and not even be bothered. We could just end up, you know, with a 5-0 defeat and we'd still be champions and still getting to watch us lift the trophy at the end. So it really does not matter holding against his former club. Let's get into game, guys. See how our youth academy players play and let's see how we perform. I just realised, guys, I didn't actually show you the Arsenal team, so here it is. They have Sanchez, Lacazette, Dam, Elneny, Coquelin, Johnny, Chambers, Mustafi, Mertesacker, Coleman, and Ospina. So they actually have a goalkeeper in between the sticks this time, unlike the last time we played against them when they had Rennie Adelaide. So yeah, they've got a little bit of a better team than what they did have previously. Lacazette, Sanchez might be tough to mark against, but we'll see. So yeah, let's get on the way. I mean, as I said, it really doesn't matter if we lose this game against Arsenal. It would be nice to get a win, but I don't know what just happened there. Like, I tried to defend, and it's actually Coleman at the back post. The problem I've got with Mark, guys, I know he's obviously, like, one for the future that we've got from Barcelona B, but he just does not win a header at all. He loses every single header, and I suppose it's to be expected, but yeah, it's going to come in to hurt us sometimes, I think, so... Long term, I'm not so sure about Mark at fullback. Maybe I'll have to try and like mold him into a winger instead because he's just truthfully too short to win headers and that's why I've conceded there. So yeah, I'm not 100% set in stone on Mark at fullback, Corella, or however you say his name is, because he's just so short. He loses every header and we can't afford to have that happen to us here as he's got against Sanchez now. Actually, he's got pace though and that's where you can use him. But yeah, heading wise, not quite there. Smolov, it's 1-1, it's his 21st of the season, it's a mistake from Arsenal, and we are back into it straight away. Get in, that's what we needed, it was a mistake there. I don't know who it was the fullback actually, I think number 3, makes a mistake, feeds the pass off, and in the end, the pass comes in from Ince, and Smolov has the technique to just simply, a little dink, over the top of the keeper, and it is now 1-1. Get in. Oh, Arsenal should have been 2-1 up, guys. Straight through they go, but Hall makes the save. And it was a good save from him indeed as well. They got through one-on-one. And our 16-year-old goalkeeper comes out on top. Brilliant. Good save, and that's the first thing he's really done all game that's been really good from him. I mean, he couldn't really do too much about the goal itself. But yeah, when he's called upon, he made the save, and that's important. Smolov, edge of the area, looking for a strike. Smolov! Oh, I thought it was 2. Genuinely thought it was 2. That was nearly spectacular. Oh, that's brilliant from Sanchez, and it's Arsenal 2-1 up. Oh, I made a mistake again. My defence, man. It's good that we've actually won the league, because, I mean, I can afford these mistakes now. But Sanchez... ducks, dips, weaves his way through my defenders. There's about 3 players tried to tackle him, and then Lacazette gets through. And truthfully, that was not the greatest finish in the world. Maybe Hall should have done a little bit better, but doesn't really matter, to be honest. I mean, as I said, it's not... we don't, like, care really about the result. Would be nice not to lose. But, yeah, at least my mistakes are now coming in a game where it doesn't 100% matter. Smolov still got it somehow. I don't know how he still got it. Ref, are you not going to give that as a free kick or anything? Because, I mean, I was kind of... apprehended. Hill into Rashford. Rashford can't shoot. I press shoot straight away there as well. I don't know why he's trying to take a touch. Alright guys, as we're coming to a close here, I'd just like to say that Huddersfield Town winning the league isn't the most unrealistic thing I've seen all day long in this episode. Because I'd just like to say, about 2 minutes ago I played the ball through for Marcus Rashford. He was against Mertesacker in a foot race and Mertesacker won it. Therefore, that is the most unrealistic thing about this one. But... it's all over because Huddersfield Town have secured it, guys. Even with the 2-1 defeat on the final day, which is disappointing. At least Smolov scores, though. So he does improve his tally to 21 for the season now. And as the boys celebrate on the pitch, we've done it in our first year. As I said, though, It really is kind of a weird one because the big teams just didn't play this year. The big teams didn't perform, and it was one of those days and situations where it was on another day and another season, they would have played well and we wouldn't have secured this Premier League title, but we have done, and that is the way it is for the first season, guys. So I apologize to anybody who's going to say this is unrealistic or whatever. I can only play the game on its hardest difficulty, even with the sliders. When I put the sliders on, guys, I wasn't enjoying it. The gameplay felt weird, and the games itself were so boring to play, so I made the decision to take them off in the last few games. And, I mean, you can see there, for example, I didn't have any sliders on, and I still lost the game to Arsenal 2-1. So it's not as if I am unbeatable when I play on Legendary. I have lost 9 games this season in the league, so it's not like I haven't lost, you know. There's been times and situations where I've played before on Legendary in FIFA 17, won less games, lost less games and not won the title. So, yeah, it's just been one of those seasons, guys, and as Tommy Smith, hoists up the Premier League trophy, we have done it in the first season of asking. It's only going to get harder from here, though, guys. It really is. I mean, look at what Leicester did after winning. They got themselves through to a quarter-final of the Champions League, but after that, struggled. So I'm expecting very much the same here for us. I don't think we'll be up there again next year. I think it's going to be another tough season this time around. I say another tough season. This really wasn't tough, but I think next season's going to be more tough, and it's going to be very, very interesting to see where we go from here in respects of do we basically perform well in the Champions League and suffer in the league for it, or are we going to get knocked out of the group stage of the Champions League? That's going to be my question mark. But Premier League champions, Huddersfield Town, the boys there, as you can see. It's a good day for some of the Youth Academy players as well, coming through, being able to celebrate in this, having only played 1 game as well. But that is where we end off, I guess, this first season, even with the match facts. I mean, I was the better team and I still lost. I don't mind. Happens. Did Watford win their final day? They didn't. They drew 0-0 with Manchester United. So even if it had come down to the final day, they also didn't win. So it would have been interesting to see if it had have come down, who would have won, having us lost and they drew. I'm sure if it was like a case where I had to win, I'd have performed better and stuff. But yeah, doesn't matter. So, achieve league objective. I overachieve league objective is what they're supposed to say there. So yeah, what I'm going to do now, guys, is we'll take a look at how we got on in the first season, and then I'll be with you in the next episode for the new season. So yeah, let's have a look. I'm going to advance a couple of days so we can see who's winning what, so that way I can show you who's the Champions League winners and all that good stuff, so that you're not waiting around to see. So let's advance a few days. I'm pretty sure they play it on Saturday the 19th, but I could be wrong. So we have unread emails waiting in our inbox. I'm assuming it's going to be congratulations and stuff from being champions. So let's do another training session. Sorry. Hall now is 76 rated, so I think for next season he is good enough to be our starter goalkeeper. We've got an 81 rated keeper coming through as well, actually, through the pre-contract. So we do have a very, very solid goalkeeper coming in, and we've even got 94 now for the manager rating. So Huddersfield board, nice work. It says our goal to complete the long-term goal of increasing clubs worth in 2 seasons. We've done that apparently. We did it for good attendance numbers. We got £173 million for winning the Premier League, and we did a few other stuff as well. In fact, I'm gonna go into next season because I want to see what the budget is going to be for next year, and I want you guys to help me with some signings for it. I know you guys have been leaving them, and I'm gonna go back and check out a few comments and stuff from previous episodes so I can actually see what you guys have been leaving in terms of that one. So the Premier League title then looks like that. We are champions with 75 points. For the Championship, or FA Cup, sorry. Watford are still playing in that one, so I've not skipped enough days. So let me go ahead and sim up until the... let's go and sim until, like, there. Let's do that one. Okay, going back then, guys, into what we were doing. In terms of the FA Cup, it is Watford who come out on top, beating Fulham. So Watford do get some silverware this season, even after missing out on the league itself. The Carabao Cup, of course, was won by us earlier on against Spurs. Is there a way I can see the Champions League? There it is. PSG beating Real Madrid in the final of that one. Of course, we will be in that competition next season. Dortmund playing Galatasaray. Dortmund losing on penalties in the Europa League. So let's have a look at the player stats then and see who secured their golden boot. It was Smolov. Oh my goodness me. I said to you, Insigne better not get a hat-trick. He got 2 because he was on 19 before that game. So technically, it's joint, but I'm assuming there must be a way of seeing that. They might go off how many games has been played or how many minutes has been played. Smolov with 7 assists as well. Very, very good. Clean sheets wise, we won't be in there. So who actually gets it? Is there a way I can see? I'm assuming there might be like a news article type thing. Let's have a look. Manager of the month announced. Okay, so player of the competition, that is the FA Cup. Club news, player of the month goes to Smolov. All right, okay, yeah. So team of the competition announced, and we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players in there. Jorgensen, Smith, Aaron Moy, Ince, Rashford, but no Smolov. What? The top scorer of the Premier League doesn't even get in there. It's Slimani. That's outrageous. Smolov got the golden boot by getting 21. Player of the month as well. I'm assuming that that's it then. Must be. So, I want to check. How many goals did Slimani score? Because otherwise, that's outrageous. Slimani, he got 12 goals this season with... He's not even in the assists. How does he get in the team of the year? Smolov had 21 goals and 7 assists. That's outrageous. I'm sorry. Whoever makes these up, hang your head in shame. Stupid. Alright guys, so it's time to end off the season, and I'm going to go ahead and show you. There you can see we've come so far, and the board could not be happier. Understandable, really. I mean, you weren't expecting to be league champions by the start of this season. So, going to get into the new season. We'll see how much money we've got, and then I'll end off the episode there. You guys can leave me your suggestions, but please bear in mind that, of course, we're not going to have some players next season. For example, Palmer goes back. He was only on loan. We're going to lose a few players, and so I'm going to need to think about squad depth because now we're playing Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, so I'm going to need to really think about squad depth and stuff. So please bear that in mind with your suggestions, but I will take a look at some of the ones that have previously been left on other episodes, and then we'll come back and obviously try and sign a few in the next episode. So before we go off, let's see how much money we've got to spend. Alright guys, we're into the new season. As you can see, there's a few emails for us. We'll check out what it is. So, Kwana's left the club. He was obviously going. Stankovic is left on loan. We got 2 pre-contracts arrived. We'll check them both out of players, or both those players out in a moment's time. But for our budget for the next season, we have not a lot of money. We have 30 million plus £180,000 a week. It's not as much as I was expecting. I was expecting around about 45, I've got to be honest. But it's still something, so, I mean, yeah, we'll see what we can do with that. I mean, we're playing in the Champions League this year, so squad depth is going to be important. So let's check out then those 2 new signings of Hradecky. I'm going to butcher it so badly. He is a decent goalkeeper, of course. Reflex is very good, positioning very good, diving, handling, what you want. He's 6'3". He's also pretty good, and we'll see if he starts or if I'm going to start Hall in the games. Most likely going to be Hall for the Premier League, FA Cup, and then we'll probably start Hradecky for the Champions League and also the Carabao Cup. We then have our centre-back joining of this man, Daniel Caricho. Again, probably butchered it. I apologise, guys. Some very good stats. He's obviously not the quickest, but we didn't really get him in for just speed. In terms of his passing and his stuff, he's okay at that. He's 5'11", though, so slightly shorter than I would have liked. But regardless, he's a good centre-back. We've got Jorgensen still here. We've got Lerver as well. We've got a few people who will become very, very useful for us this season, I hope, anyway. So that's going to be it for this episode, guys. If you did enjoy it, it's a massive bumper episode. It's obviously going to be a long one for you guys. I would appreciate a like rating. Leave your suggestions for players down below. I will go back and check out some of the previous episodes and try and get as many players as I possibly can into our list. So without further ado, I'm going to see you all in the next episode for a transfer special, guys. Can't wait for it. It's going to be big. As I said, I'm not expecting us to be able to defend our title this year, but we'll try our best. So I'll see you all again, guys, at 6 PM UK time, hopefully tonight. If not, I apologize. I don't know if there will be a second video today. There is a problem with the journey right now. I've played the episode, but I'm struggling to get it out, and the footage is corrupt, so I'm going to have to try and salvage it the best way I can. So if I can do that, it will be up at 6 PM tonight, guys. If not, apologies. I tried my best. But I'll see you all again definitely at 4 PM UK time tomorrow, guys. Catch you all then. Adios!